Started in 1925 with Lloyd Pottinger. That's where the nursery began. The early years, there was still a small operation. Till Clyde died in 1954, Phil and Bob bought out Mr. Pottinger. They started an expansion that went on for a couple of decades.
The earliest memories I have are the long hours that Bob put in at the nursery, from early morning till late at night, because there weren't that many employees and there was no middle management. And he would, many times, he would load a truck after hours and I would go with him and we would deliver nursery stock to Chicago.
And over time, they concentrated more on the wholesale growing end of it, to the point where they got rid of the landscape guys, the division. They closed the garden shop. They went on a major expansion, probably mid-60s on through the 80s, buying more farmland in the same general area. And they moved the office in 1970 to its current location. And they built the first warehouse, a refrigerated warehouse, at that same time. That allowed them to increase production with the land and the cold storage facilities. Well, I got out of school in '77, and one of my main concentrations at that time was to start a container operation. Parallel to that, we started propagating shrubs by softwood cuttings mainly, but we always had hardwood cuttings as well. We increased our own propagation, which they always did propagation with hardwood cuttings. But we built a facility for softwood cutting production with the mist. And along the same line, we also budded trees. That started in the 70s and built going through the 70s and 80s and up till now, which is a certain skill set that the people at the nursery have that has served us well.
My earliest memory at the nursery would probably have to be like the smell of my dad's work truck, you know? I mean, it's kind of like an earthy smell, you know, like soil and sand and dirt, you know? I mean, just one of those things that always kind of stuck with me.
Yeah, I remember going to industry events, field days, trade shows, and being very proud that my family was so well respected in this industry.
One of the things that I'm most proud of are the relationships that we built, relationships with customers.
Back in 1989, when I first got my business started, I knew I had to find some people that would work with me. And Kankakee Nursery, Bob and Phil Worth, they really stepped up, which allowed me to get my business going. I don't think that it's hyperbole to say that without the support of Kankakee Nursery, I would have achieved anywhere near the level of success that I did. Kankakee is just an instrumental part of the whole Midwest nursery industry.
That comes through quality of the plant material, consistency of the plant material, consistency in communication, and consistency in staying in touch and building relationships, and that we've been able to carry from the previous generation through mine and now into the fourth generation. It's rare that a company gets to 25 years, not to mention 100, and we're just very fortunate there is another generation to take over the company from our third generation.
The transition of ownership happened in summer of 2023. Our parents felt that we were ready for that next step. We've been working hard towards that, and since then we've been able to implement our own twist and take on things here. We've been able to use our youth and our passion to grow things and to move forward, whether it be new pruning techniques or whether it be the overall health and cultural practices that we've wanted to implement to keep not only what we've done, but put our own unique twist on it moving forward.
We're always changing methods, varieties, trying to figure out the best way to grow something, the best new things to grow. I'm proud that we have always kept an open line of dialogue with our customers and the end user and all segments of the industry. It's not easy keeping hundreds of thousands of plants, trees alive, healthy. It's a big responsibility, but one we take really seriously.
Many of our employees have worked here over decades. They're multi-generational, and I think part of that is due to we're a family business, but family doesn't just mean blood. All of our employees make up our family, and they make up the business, and they make it what it is today. When something happens to one of our employees, we all feel it like it's one of our own, because they are one of our own. They're all our family.
My most enjoyable part of working here has been the people, the relationships I built, some friendships along the way. And that changes somewhat, but there's been some long time people that I've worked with and really getting to know those people, and that's probably been the most enjoyable. I've worked here long enough to see projects that you start or ideas you have, seeing those come to fruition.
My grandfather started working here. My father's worked here, my mother, my grandmother, and my uncles. I enjoy working with trees and enjoy seeing the process from when they go from propagation to the field to be planted and then to be sold.
I've enjoyed working at Kankakee Nursery over all these years. And when I first hired out here in 1992, I interviewed with Phil Worth. He was our second generation president. And the last thing he said in the interview was, we really like to have fun around here. And at that time, I wasn't sure what he meant, but I do now. If you're going to spend this much time with all the people that work at the nursery, they become family. So we try to leave our problems and things at home, but if there is a problem, everyone pulls together as a team, and they're family, and we go to weddings and we go to funerals, but the most enjoyable thing at the nursery are the people.
There's so many employees that you could name that have made a lasting impact on the Kankakee Nursery. But from my standpoint, I remember coming out and riding a planter with Louie. I remember helping Augustine with irrigation. Pete Diaz has trained me in his pruning techniques and handed those down.
I think the company makes their 100 years because of the great people. I love working with them. I've been working through 3 generations with them, and then we just work great together.
One of the most rewarding parts of my job is I get to understand and learn where a lot of our trees are going. It's really, really cool just taking a step back and thinking that a tree that we produced in our little pocket of the world in Aroma Park, Illinois, is going to be front and center in downtown Denver or in Wrigley Field or part of the Olympics in Beijing, China, somewhere in the Toronto metro area, or even in downtown Chicago. Those stories are just really, really cool.
One of the most rewarding parts of this business or this industry is knowing what we're doing is lasting generations. So we may produce an oak ceiling today, and it's going to go to someone's yard and it'll give them 100 years of joy. It's going to provide them shade, an area to have a picnic under, to hang a kid swing under. So what we're doing is lasting longer than even we're going to be here.
In my opinion, the nursery has made it to 100 years because of the dedication of the family and the closeness of our family and the understanding of each other.
When I think about this business, being one of the 4th generation business owners, I take pride in that. I am honored that I am able to carry on our family's legacy and take what the previous generations built and move forward and build and improve and have fun and make it our own.
The company has grown tremendously over the years, and even though we're big from a nursery perspective, that's not what we're about. We're about treating every customer the same, whether you're buying 1 tree or 100 or 1,000. And we take pride in both our customer service when it comes to fulfilling that order or whatever order, and we take pride in the fact that our customers are going to be happy with the trees that they receive from us, no matter in what quantity.